Hey, Ronnie Jr.
What the heck though does a brand strategy, career, yada yada? Because I feel like I'm one of these people who started doing radio in 2001, and then I look at the digital people and I'm like, but I'm not a hater. But tell me like what the value in is with all this stuff.
Yeah, so with all this stuff, social media is, I mean, especially now, we're going through this quarantine where all of the eyes are on social media. So what we try to do with the different brands or businesses we work with is really extract the value. Because a lot of people don't have the creative, but they have the business, or they have the business, but they don't have the creative. Right. We come in with both, and we're able to formulate based on whatever they're great at or whatever they love to do, and extract that value, and then create content around it, whether it's voice, whether it's photos, lifestyle photos, and then take their message and streamline that through it, so that they can eventually create an audience that they can use as leverage in future negotiations.
And it feels like it's maximizing the art, whatever that particular thing is. Or I guess in your case, it's not art, because I guess you consult for like a lot of different brands.
Yeah, really across the board. Yeah.
But what's so interesting about that, Mark, is like, it does feel a little bit like the people, let's just like stay in the arts for a moment, the people who have like this immense amount of talent, because they care mostly about the craft, they don't care about how they, access that to like a digital audience. Whereas the people who really don't have a lot of talent, they actually do care quite a bit about selling the story, even if it doesn't hold up, which is sort of where I had a little bit of a roadblock, because I was like, I'm not saying I'm like great artistically or whatever, but I like cared about radio. I cared about broadcast. I was like, the last thing I want to do is like do some bogus ass YouTube channel. Like I felt a little bit of that struggle, not to be like high and mighty, but I did.
And a lot of people, starting over is really hard for a lot of people, especially when they had some success in the past or whatever too. But I think the main thing is really loving what you do. And there was a really interesting period of time where I think more people are kind of coming to terms, especially like, you see like McConaughey jumping on Instagram, and these older actors, they never had to do that before.
Right.
But then, Will Smith, we shared the same acting coach. And he came on, and after a long time being away or never even getting on Instagram, and then really found his lane and saw that this is something necessary, because as actors, for a long time, it was all about being kind of mysterious, so that when you're on the big screen, they can separate who you are from the character. You still see like Keanu Reeves.
That change that don't exist no more. And right. Unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, it hasn't been that way for a while. Now there's like this great value. Who I want to talk about as far as like they give me a goofy, fun, authentic online representation, and I don't think it's bells and whistles, and she got the money to do so. I think Tina Knowles, or Tina Lawson, Beyonce's mother, is funny. And I think the reason I think she's funny, and I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, I don't want to alarm the world, but I'm not exactly the biggest Beyonce fan. We'll get to that another time. But I think Tina is authentically, like, she does like kooky, corny jokes, her words, not mine. But because it's so authentic, I'm like, oh my God, I want to see her, like cooking. I want to see her, having date night with her husband, stuff like that. So I guess one of the main things that I'm trying to take away from what you're saying is the authentic nature needs to sort of be there.
Absolutely. When you kind of peel that all away and you find out who you truly are, number one, it's going to resonate with people more. But also you're going to be happier. And if you're happy and you don't care about the numbers, then the numbers will come down the road, because right. Everybody wants this quick turnaround and wants this big audience. And they end up selling their soul to get there.